What's up, guys? Jason up New Aries Revolution down here in the cave with a quick video here. I have a canker sore on my tongue, so talking isn't that easy today, which is annoying. So I'll try to power through this. So I wanted to do a friend of mine texted me the other day and gave me an idea for a whatever happened to, and we're going to talk about it tonight. And the last time I did the Saturday rant or the Sunday rant, and I talked about things changing. Why do things have to change? I talked about TV deteriorating and things like that. So the whatever happened to is all kind of or the rants anyway. The Saturday rant, the Sunday rant, they all kind of blend together. There's a general theme going on of why do things have to change, or why did they have to change? And this the idea that my friend gave me is another one of those examples of why. For me, why did we try to fix what wasn't broken? What I'm talking about is, of course, whatever happened to photo albums, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever happened to photo albums? Now, you know what photo albums are, and I don't know if these are a complete relic, a complete dinosaur. But if you're, well, that's an old picture of me. Let me find a page that's acceptable here. Yeah, there we go. Whatever happened to these things, right? Look at that little guy, Liam, at his three-year-old birthday party, right? Whatever happened to getting your photos developed and putting them in a book where you can just flip through them and enjoy the photos of your past? Look at this little guy. I was a lot skinnier back then. Look at this little nugget singing with his microphone there. Well, that's before we had the house remodeled. That's wild. But now of course, well, let's not talk about now yet. Now, these things, when I was growing up, these things used to be a part of like the decor in our house. My mother would have them. She'd have like a lot of them on a bookshelf, and then we had a coffee table we had a massive coffee table. I mean, this thing was a very large square, and it had the top, and then it had like a bottom shelf too. And so on the bottom shelf, she would have these photo albums just everywhere. And I remember there was a basket by the couch, almost like a wicker basket that had photo albums in there. There are photo albums all around the house, and I miss this. I miss this concept. Now we have photo albums like crazy. I mean, this is album 22. We have probably 32 upstairs. We have a really long, like a piece of furniture, like I don't know. It's got doors, and we keep pictures on top, and inside. It's got a lot of shelf space, and so we have like 32 of these all lined up, right? And these are full of photos. So we still have them, but nowadays, obviously everything is on your phone. All of your photos are on your phone. And I looked at my phone a couple of weeks ago, and I had 648 photos on my phone. And I looked at my wife's phone, and she had 2,000 photos on her phone. 2,000 photos. Now, I get the convenience of basically walking around life with a camera. I get the convenience of that. But then what do we do with the photos, right? If back in the day, you would take photos for occasions, right? They were special occasions. You would take photos, and you would then with film, you had, let's say, I don't remember how many, but let's say 24 photos on a roll of film. Well, you might have only took 5 photos at this occasion, so now you have 19 photos to go through. So you'd take your camera and you'd put it on your shelf and you'd wait until you had another occasion to take photos. And eventually, that film would be full, and you would literally have to drive the film or a long time ago, mail the film to the production center, right? The processing center. And in a week or two, you'd get a phone call from the store that said, your photos are in. And then you would go pick up your photos and you would thumb through them, and the memories of the events would come flooding back. Well, with the convenience of cell phone cameras, now we just have unlimited collections of photos that sit in our phone, that I think die in our phone, and the importance of photos to capture a moment is gone, right? It's gone. And we loved our photos so much that we would get them home and we would put them. Yeah, that's young me, man. This is 2015. 2015, the boy, Liam at 3, man. This is tough to look at even. See, and I guess, anyway. So we would print our photos, and we would love them so much that we would put them in books, and we would catalog them. And every once in a while, when we were feeling nostalgic, we would pull them out, and we would look at them. And we don't do that anymore. We don't do that anymore. We just scroll through our stupid phones. And, I am not a technology guy. You guys already know that. Everybody talks about this cloud thing. They say that all of my photos are in the cloud. I don't know what the cloud is, and I don't know how to get my stuff from this imaginary cloud to real life and then print it out. I don't know how to do that. So a lot of my photos, well, first of all, here's another problem. Before I got an iPhone, I had a phone from the company Blue, BLU. And I got it at Best Buy. I didn't know anything about it. And like anybody else, that phone eventually had 300 or 400 photos on it. And guess what? The phone died, and I had no idea where the photos went. And they died with the phone. The photos were gone. They're all gone. It was years ago. So I lost 300 or 400 photos because this stupid phone died or broke or whatever. So I thought, you know what? I'm honestly tired of the world telling me that I have to change. I've had it. I've had it with that. Every chance I get, I'm on Amazon buying up Blu-rays. I'm going to Best Buy and Target, picking off movies that I want. I'm displaying them. They're all over the house. We got movies in both living rooms. We got movies on dining room tables. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to conform and change because the technology is telling me that I have to. So I took my phone, and first I brought it to CVS, and I printed out about 30 photos, right? I printed out 30 photos from my phone, the fun Christmas photos, the going to see going to the reindeer farm. And I'll tell you what, man, these are so, Liam and I at a AAA baseball game in town, right? And I have all these photos now, and I'm either going to get albums for them, or I'm going to just keep them in a keepsake box, a shoe box or something like that, right? So I printed off 30 photos off my phone, and then I went to Walgreens, a while later, and I printed off, 30 more photos or something. This was the closing of the Toys R Us in our town. And Liam and I went to the store closing, right? Well, guess what? Now I have them. In film or on paper. Photos, mine now. Okay, I can't lose these. I'll never lose these. These are mine now. And I'm going to do this with all of my photos. I'm going to clean out my phone. I'll tell you, I think like 30 photos cost something like $12. Walgreens either was slightly cheaper or slightly more expensive. I can't remember which one. But I have discovered something called Shutterfly. And what you do is you have the Shutterfly app, and any photo you take automatically uploads to your Shutterfly account. So it stores it on your phone, and then it also stores it in the Shutterfly. Well, I went to Shutterfly, and the photos that are so old that I can't pull off my phone. Somebody explain that to me. I have photos on my phone that are about 6 years old, right? 5 years old or so. And when I plug in my phone to the little thing at Walgreens, they're too old. They won't come up. So they're gone. Well, they're not gone with Shutterfly because Shutterfly pulls them off the phone. And I placed another order with Shutterfly. I've got another 60 photos coming off my phone. And they should be here Thursday. Guess how much that cost me? To pull 60 photos off my phone and get them in, get a photo of them, was free. Free, and I had to pay like $6 shipping. Shutterfly gives you these ridiculous deals all the time. So I got 60 photos. So I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to clean out my phone, and then I'm going to somehow, not display these, but I'm either going to put them in albums like this, because we have 32 of these around the house that are just full. I'm going to put them in albums like this, or I'm going to put them in a photo box. But done are the days of having my photos on a phone, very impersonal, very total lack of emotion. There is something very special about sitting around and just scrolling through these phones. Liam and I on the camping trip that you guys saw on the tube, Finley and I just giggling and being silly. Oh, man. The best. Liam and I at AEW freaking out. What a great time. Yeah. Going to the AAA game, baseball game. Again, the world is not going to tell me that I have to change. And photos in a photo album have been special to families since photos began. Okay, your grandmother had photo albums of you kids at Christmas time. All right, so we're talking, this concept goes back decades and decades. The photography in the album, important to the family, around the house, goes back a long way. Why does it have to change now? Because we need to have these photos in our stupid phones. And then what? What? Who's going to sit around and scroll through their phone to look at all 2,000 of their photos? And guess what? You've probably got 19 of the same photo because you have to press the button so many times just to get the right shot, right? Forget that. I'm going to take these, I'm going to sit around, I'm going to read them like a book, and I'm going to enjoy the memories. And I'm bringing back photo albums right here on the New 80s Revolution. That's all I got to say about that. Stop changing with the times, guys. We don't have to change just because the technology changes. We'll see y'all next time. Good night now.